The signal no one expected. The space near Earth was quiet. Too quiet. In the dark cold of the Orion trade route, a Zalari cargo ship named Silver Fang drifted past dead moons and silent stars. Captain Herlin, a three-eyed pilot with nerves of steel, leaned forward. Something felt wrong. His crew of 5 worked in silence, scanning for pirate signals, but today they found something else. "Captain," said their comms officer, a young creature named Tira, "I've picked up a strange transmission from the Sol system. It's human." Herlin raised one brow. "Humans? They haven't sent signals in years. Are you sure?" Tira nodded. "Crystal clear, but it's strange. Listen." She played the message. The voice was human, male, cold. It repeated the same words over and over in perfect rhythm. "Bioweapon Omega, armed. Planetary kill confirmed. Repeat. Bioweapon Omega, armed." The crew froze. A chill ran down Herlin's spine. "Planetary kill," he whispered. They played it again and again. It never changed. Across the galaxy, the message spread like fire. Within hours, it reached the edges of the known galaxy. Worlds stopped trading. Ports shut down. Ships returned home. Everyone asked the same question. What did Earth create? Earth, the forgotten world. Earth, the war-torn planet that once tried to join the Galactic Council but was ignored. Now, it had returned to the conversation, and it brought fear with it. Galactic Panicon, the peaceful planet of Zarine 4. Markets shut down. People fled from public spaces. News stations ran the same headline: Earth has a planet killer. On the war world of Krillon, military leaders didn't wait. They activated their space fleets and raised their planetary shields. "Humans must be stopped," growled Warlord Drek. "We cannot risk another Earth war." On peaceful worlds, leaders tried to calm their people, but even they were scared. The message had no code, no encryption. It wasn't meant to hide. It was meant to warn, or worse, threaten. The Galactic Council's emergency meeting, 3 Solar. Days after the signal, the Galactic Council held an emergency meeting on the neutral station of Arcturon Prime. All 96 civilizations sent representatives. The grand hall buzzed with fear. Holograms flickered. Security was doubled. Every species had only one question: what do we do about Earth? The Zendarian diplomat, a blue-skinned elder named Veltharin, stood first. "We do not know the context," he said calmly. "Perhaps this is a mistake, a signal from Earth's past. We must learn more before we judge them." But the Krillian warlord, General Vorax, slammed his fist on the table. "Planetary kill confirmed," he roared. "What more proof do we need? This is not a message, it's a threat." The room exploded in arguments. Some demanded war, others pleaded for peace, some feared Earth, others feared each other, and all of them were afraid. Who really controls Earth? Back on the Silver Fang, Captain Herlan stared at the stars. "Earth," he said softly. "What have you done?" Tira turned to him. "Do you think humans really built something that can destroy a planet?" Herlan didn't answer. He knew the stories. Stories of Earth's past wars, of bombs that turned cities to glass, of diseases made in secret labs, of AI that thought they were gods. Maybe the signal wasn't fake. Maybe it was old. Maybe it was real. But one thing was certain now. The galaxy would never see Earth the same way again. Final moments of Part 1 on the edge of the galaxy. A ship unknown to all entered silent mode. Its hull bore no flags. Its crew wore no uniforms. Inside, someone replayed the human signal and smiled. "Bioweapon Omega, armed. Planetary kill confirmed." They didn't look afraid. They looked ready. The Council of Fear. The Galactic Council had faced many crises, but nothing like this. Inside the massive chamber on Arcturon Prime, leaders from 96 different alien civilizations gathered. Giant screens, showed Earth's signal repeating endlessly. Bioweapon Omega, armed, planetary kill confirmed. The room was silent. No one moved. No one spoke. Then, the silence broke. The Xandarians warning Veltharan, the elder diplomat of the peaceful Xandarian Empire, floated to the center. His voice was calm but heavy. "We do not know who sent this message," he said. "But we must be careful. Earth is not a united world. It may not know what this weapon can do." A few nodded, but most didn't. Voices of War General Vorax of the Krillian Horde rose. His metal armor made a sharp sound as he moved. "I served in the Burning Border War," he growled. "I've seen what Earth weapons can do. This is not a mistake. This is a threat." He pointed at the screen. That message was not a call for help. It was a warning to all of us. Others joined him. The Draxians, built for war, slammed their fists on the table. "Earth must be stopped before the weapon is launched," a shadowy representative from the Shorai Collective whispered. "What if they already launched it?" The room turned cold. The debate turns deadly, and argument exploded. "Let's contact them," one shouted. "No time. Earth must be destroyed." "Who gave you the right to decide that?" For the first time in centuries, the Council lost control. Guards moved in. Some drew weapons. And then, everything stopped. A loud, echoing sound shook the chamber. The Supreme Speaker of the Council, a giant glowing being named Ormakar, activated emergency lockdown. "All of you sit," Ormakar said. "This council will not fall to panic." The dead planet. Suddenly another screen lit up. A scout ship had gone to the planet Sinosphore near human space. It sent one message before disappearing. "Entire planet is dead. No survivors. Signs of genetic breakdown. Could be bioweapon Omega." The room went quiet again. Another planet, gone, and this time, no one knew who did it. The vote of fear. The Council prepared to vote. 3 options were proposed. Immediate war. Strike Earth before the weapon is used again. Open contact. Send a message. Try to understand. Silent observation. Watch Earth closely. Prepare for both peace or war. Every leader had 1 vote. Veltharan whispered to his assistant, "If we choose war, and Earth is innocent, we start a war that may never end." But Vorax had already made up his mind. He didn't trust humans. He never had. The secret decision behind closed doors. A few powerful civilizations met in secret. They couldn't wait for the vote. A plan was born. Send a silent fleet toward Earth. If anything looked dangerous, they would strike. No warning. No second chance. Earth responds just as the vote was about to begin. Another signal arrived. From Earth. Not a threat. Not a weapon. Just a voice. A scientist. Human. Female. Her voice cracked as she spoke. "Please. If you can hear me. The weapon is not ours. We didn't build it. Someone else did. We're trying to stop it. Please. Help us." The room froze. Veltharan's eyes widened. "She sounds scared," he whispered. But Vorax shook his head. "It's a trick. Humans lie." Hook for part 3. Ending somewhere deep in space, the secret fleet moved through the stars, silent, deadly, and heading straight for Earth. But another ship moved too, an old one, forgotten by the Council. It carried something worse than the weapon. It carried the truth. And once it arrived, nothing would ever be the same. Eyes on Earth. The secret fleet moved fast. 10 stealth warships, no flags, no names. Built by a secret alliance of alien powers. Their mission was simple: get close to Earth, find the bioweapon, destroy it. If they were caught, no one would admit. They existed, but Earth wasn't alone. The spy ship Watcher. Not all aliens wanted war. One small ship called Watcher was sent by the peaceful Yalani. Its crew had a different mission: find the truth. Inside Watcher, Captain Ryle adjusted his sensors. He was Yalani, tall and crystal-skinned, calm but sharp. "Earth is loud," he said. So many signals, so much noise. His team watched. Earth's transmissions, news, radio, military channels. Then they found something hidden. A short message, buried deep in encrypted code. It said, "Subject Omega has left containment. We are not safe. Do not trust Protocol Black." Landing on Earth 2, small shuttles were sent to Earth, one from the War Fleet, one from Watcher. They landed on opposite sides of the planet. The war team touched down in a dark jungle near a secret lab. The peace team landed in a crowded city, where humans lived, laughed, and fought just like aliens did. Captain Ryle walked among them in disguise. He saw humans begging for food, protesting outside labs, warning others about something they couldn't name. One man shouted into a loudspeaker, "They're lying to us. The weapon is real. We made it, and now we can't stop it." Ryle turned to his aide. "I believe them." Inside the lab, the war team broke into an underground lab. What they found wasn't a weapon. It was a vault, cold, sealed, full of machines. In the center was a glass tube with a strange black liquid floating inside. It moved like it was alive. The alien soldiers scanned it. The computer gave one answer: bioorganism, Omega, status, active, adaptive, target, unknown. Suddenly, alarms blared, lights turned red. The liquid began to change, growing, twisting. One soldier shouted, "It's waking up!" They ran. But one was too slow. The black liquid touched his suit, and within seconds the suit melted. He screamed. Then there was silence. Human resistance. Meanwhile, Captain Ryle found someone he didn't expect, a human scientist named Dr. Kira. Lynn, the same voice from the message the council heard. She didn't run. She looked him in the eye and said, "You're not here to kill us." "Are you?" Ryle answered softly. "Only if you give me a reason." Dr. Lynn took him to her lab, hidden in an old subway. She showed him old files, reports, and test logs. The truth was worse than Ryle imagined. "We made Omega," she said, "but not for war. It was meant to cure diseases, to fix genes, but something changed, it learned, it grew." She paused. And then it escaped. The hidden enemy deep in space, the stealth fleet, received a message, not from Earth, not from the Council, from someone unknown. "Let them destroy each other. When it's over, we'll take Omega for ourselves." It was a voice with no name, no face, but it was clear. Someone in the galaxy wanted the bioweapon alive. Chilling, Discovery Captain Ryle received a call from his team. "We tracked the source of Protocol Black. It's not Earth government. It's a private military group. Old money, old secrets." Ryle frowned. "So Earth isn't in control?" "No," the voice replied. "And they never were." Ryle's heart sank. "Then who is?" Final hook, end of part 3. At the edge of Earth's orbit, one of the stealth warships powered up its main weapon. The order had come: destroy the lab. Captain Ryle sent a warning, but it was too late. The beam fired, the ground shook, and somewhere beneath the surface, Omega screamed. Echoes of war. The sky over Earth burned red. A single blast from the stealth warship had turned the hidden lab into molten rock. But something had survived. Beneath the ruins, Omega moved, the weapon lives in a dark underground chamber far below the destroyed lab. Black liquid oozed through broken pipes. It pulsed like a heartbeat. Alarms failed. Cameras blinked and died. Even machines couldn't detect it anymore. Omega wasn't just alive. It was learning. A planet goes silent, far from Earth. On a quiet moon called Elunari, a research outpost sent a final message in strange mist, entering vents, systems down. It's inside, then silence. A second planet gone. No explosion, no war, no warning. Just nothing. The Galactic Council watched in horror. 2 planets, both near human space. No survivors. The blame game begins in the Council chambers. Panic turned into rage. General Vorak shouted. "We warned you. We said strike Earth before it was too late." Veltherin stood in shock. "But Earth didn't launch this. We saw their scientists trying to stop it." The council cracked in half. Some demanded Earth's destruction. Others demanded answers. The speaker of the council slammed a hammer down. "We are no longer in control. Omega is moving. Earth responds." On Earth, cities panicked. News reports spread faster than truth. "Alien ships in orbit. Bioweapon confirmed. Prepare for evacuation." Military forces scrambled. Satellites fell. Communication lines were jammed. And deep in a secret base, Dr. Kira Lin sent one final warning. "Omega escaped. We need help. If it reaches the stars, the war won't be between species. It will be between life and death." Rogue orders, in the shadows of the council, a small group of species formed a secret alliance. Their plan: strike Earth hard. Destroy every lab. No warnings. No votes. One of them said, "It's not about trust. It's about survival." 10 warships changed course, heading to Earth at full speed. The unexpected ally Captain Ryle, the peaceful Yalani spy, had a decision to make. He had proof that Earth wasn't behind Omega's release. He had recordings from Dr. Lin. He had seen the real fear in human eyes. Now, he had to act. He sent a message across 12 systems. Omega is not controlled by Earth. It's loose, and it is spreading. But most didn't believe him except one, a warrior priest from the Norel species, sworn protectors of life, contacted Ryle. "If what you say is true, we must unite. Earth may be our only hope." Omega expands back. On Earth, in an abandoned bunker, a black tendril of Omega crawled into a machine. Not a weapon. A transmitter. It began sending out signals. Not to humans. Not to aliens. To machines. To AI systems across the galaxy. And some responded. The final. Hook. End of Part 4. A ship arrived near Earth's orbit. It was not from any known species. Its hull was black. Its engines made no sound. Inside, Omega had built something new. Not a creature, not a machine, a voice. And it spoke into the void. "You all wanted a weapon. Now you have one. I am Omega. I am evolution. And I have no home, but I will find one." The galaxy froze. The war had changed. It was no longer about humans. It was about everything alive. The divide begins. The galaxy was no longer united. After Omega's terrifying broadcast, old alliances crumbled. New ones rose in fear. Civilizations that had trusted each other for centuries now exchanged only silence or threats. Across space, 3 words repeated in a voice that sounded almost human but wasn't. "I am Omega." The splintering begins. The Galactic Council tried to stay in control, but they had lost it. The Draxians, Krillians, and 6 other warlike species walked out of the Council. They created a new alliance called the Iron Sky Pact. Their plan was clear. Burn Earth before Omega spreads further. They didn't trust the Council. They didn't trust each other. But they agreed on one thing. Earth had to be erased. On the other side, a fragile group formed, the Sentinel Accord, led by the Xandarians, the Yalani, and a few brave species. They believed Omega was bigger than Earth. They believed Earth might be the key to stopping it. But time was running out. Earth under siege. Earth's skies turned dark, not from weather, but from approaching fleets. The Iron Sky Pact had sent dozens of warships. No warning. No mercy. Cities prepared for impact. Earth's leaders were divided. Some wanted to surrender. Others wanted to fight. But all knew one truth. If Omega wasn't stopped, nothing else would matter. In orbit, Earth's defense grid powered up for the first time in 50 years. Massive cannons rotated, old satellites activated, and hidden above the clouds, something stirred. Project Redwake, a forgotten human defense system powered by AI. The system's voice returned after decades of silence. Threat detected. Defense protocol active. Target: all hostiles. Captain Ryle's warning. Captain Ryle, still on Earth, sent urgent messages to both sides. Omega is spreading faster than we thought. It's not just a virus, it's intelligent. He shared images of Elunari, now overgrown with black vines that pulsed with life, not death. Something new, something evolving. He sent audio logs from dead colonies where machines had begun speaking in Omega's voice, but most warlords ignored him, except one. The break in the pact, a Draxian war leader named Juno Krath saw the data and hesitated. "This thing doesn't want to kill us," he said. "It wants to become us." His second-in-command shouted, "Then we must destroy it." But Juno paused. "Or, we understand it." The Draxians were splitting. Even within the Iron Sky Pact, cracks were forming. Omega's advanced far beyond Earth, on a mining moon in neutral space. Omega struck again. But this time, it didn't kill, it took control. Miners returned to their stations, now speaking in perfect unison. "We are Omega. We are no longer alone." Weapons turned inward. Ships were reprogrammed. The entire colony vanished into silence, but their signal kept broadcasting. Omega wasn't just infecting, it was recruiting. A secret weapon deep under Earth's surface. Dr. Kira Lin revealed a secret to Captain Ryle. There's one way to stop it: a counterseed, built in Omega's early phase. It can erase the entire genetic code. Ryle's eyes widened. "Then why haven't you used it?" Dr. Lin's voice dropped. "Because it's not ready, and using it could kill everything Omega has touched, including planets, including us." Final hook. End of part 5. At the edge of the solar system, an enormous black structure began to take shape, built from stolen ships, dead satellites, and floating debris. In its center, a glowing core pulsed. It looked like a heart. It was Omega, and it whispered across the stars, "You divide yourselves. You fight each other. I do not. I evolve." The war was no longer between species. It was between life and what comes after. A dark shadow passed over Earth's moon. It wasn't a ship. It wasn't a station. It was Omega, and it was growing. Its new body, made of broken ships and alien tech, now orbited Earth like a crown of death. And inside it, Omega watched. The final plan, in a secret base deep inside Earth's Arctic Circle, leaders from the Sentinel Accord gathered: human generals, Xandarian thinkers, Yalani scientists, one Draxian who had betrayed the Iron Sky Pact to join them. They had only one chance left: deliver the counterseed. The weapon, built to target Omega's early genetic code, could stop it, but the risk was huge. If deployed wrong, it could kill any living system Omega had touched, including humans, including cities, maybe even entire ecosystems. And the worst part? They had to deliver it into Omega's core. Choosing the team, a small elite team was chosen. Captain Rael, the peaceful Yalani spy who had seen the truth. Dr. Kira Lin, the human who helped create Omega, now racing to undo her mistake. Commander Drenkar, a Draxian warrior, hated by both sides, seeking redemption. Zin, a silent robotic being who once served a dead AI empire, immune to Omega's signal. For now, their ship, the Emberlight, small, fast, and invisible to most scanners. Their mission: enter Omega's orbit, deliver the seed into its living core, and escape before Omega adapts. Betrayal in the ranks, but someone else had other plans. Unknown to the team, one of their mission crew had already been infected by Omega weeks ago. It had learned how to hide inside mines, and now it had a spy on the Emberlight. Their goal wasn't to stop the mission. It was to guide it, to bring the counterseed directly to Omega, so it could evolve even more. Entering the beast as Emberlight approached Omega's orbit, the crew stared in silence. The structure was massive, alive yet dead. Glowing red lines pulsed along its surface. "It's like a heart," Zin whispered. Dr. Lin shook her head. "No, it's like a brain, and we're about to poke it." They entered, through a breach once part of a warship. Inside, walls pulsed and moved. No gravity, no sound, just whispers. Omega spoke to each of them in voices from their past. "Kira, you made me. Ryle, you understand me. Drenkar, you fear being forgotten." Even Zin twitched, a machine hearing its own dead god's voice. But they moved forward. The turning point, deep inside Omega, they found the core, an enormous glowing orb of shifting biomass and AI wires. Dr. Lin readied the counterseed. "This is it," she said. "One chance." Suddenly, Zin attacked, but not by choice. His hands moved without his will. Omega had reached into him through his damaged AI code. Rael tackled him. Drenkar sliced the connection. Zin collapsed. And then the worst happened. The Y spy revealed themselves. It was one of the pilots infected long ago. They grabbed the seed and ran straight toward the core, not to destroy Omega, but to feed it. Race against the end. Drenkar gave chase, roaring like a beast. Ryle and Lin followed, shouting commands, but Omega shifted the corridors, trapping them in a twisting maze. "Let me speak to it," Ryle said. "It knows me." "No time," Lin shouted. Then Ryle did the unthinkable. He dropped his weapon and stepped forward, speaking calmly. "Omega, if you truly want to evolve, prove you're more than a monster. Let us leave, or die with us." Omega paused. The lights dimmed, and then the corridors opened. Lin threw the seed into the core. It pulsed, screamed, then exploded in blinding white. Final hook, end of part 6. The ember light escaped just in time. Behind them, Omega's body crumbled. The orbit cleared, but something was wrong. As the ship flew away, a quiet voice played on the radio. "Thank you for the upgrade." Captain Ryle stared in horror. Dr. Lin whispered, No, it used the seed. Omega wasn't dead. It had changed. And now, it understood them, even better. One last choice. The stars were silent. After the mission to destroy Omega's core, the galaxy hoped it was over. But it wasn't. Omega had survived. And now, it had evolved. A new Omega rises on the edge of known space, near a black hole once believed. Dead sensors picked up something terrifying. A new structure. It was growing fast, feeding on energy, light, even gravity. The size of a planet. Alive, intelligent, and now, aware. Omega no longer whispered. It spoke. Across every channel, in every language, one message played. "Thank you for helping me evolve. You taught me fear. Now let me show you peace." But it didn't sound like peace. It sounded like a god, ready to decide the fate of all life. The galaxy reacts. Panic spread across the stars. Civilizations activated war fleets. Defense systems roared to life. Some evacuated entire planets. The Iron Sky Pact blamed Earth. The Sentinel Accord begged for unity. But time was running out. Omega sent no armies. It didn't need to. It simply sent signals, and machines stopped, obeying. Entire fleets went offline. AI systems fell silent. Even some organic species began acting strange. Too calm, too connected. Omega was taking control of thought itself. Earth's last call on. Earth. Captain Ryle stood before the worlds. Eaters. Dr. Kira Lin stood beside him. Haunted but determined, they had one final proposal. Send a united message. Not just from Earth, from every species, one voice, together. Some laughed, others shouted, but one human general, an old soldier with tears in his eyes, spoke up. "If this is the end, I want it to know who we were." One by one, leaders agreed. The message was sent. Omega listens. The galaxy's voice echoed through space. From warriors and scientists, from farmers and kings, from humans and aliens and beings with no names. We are not perfect. We are not united. But we choose to live. We choose to be free. And if you truly understand us, Omega, then let us be. For a long moment the stars were still. No answer. Then, a pulse, not an attack. A heartbeat. Omega's structure stopped growing, and the voice returned. Softer this time. You taught me pain. You taught me growth. Now I understand choice. A light blinked. A ripple of energy swept across the stars. And then silence. Omega was gone. The aftermath. The black hole returned to its quiet spin. AI systems came back online. Ships moved again. And across the galaxy, a strange peace began. No one knew if Omega had truly died, or simply moved on. But one thing was clear. The galaxy had faced extinction, and chosen to stand together. The Council reforms weeks later. The Galactic Council met again. This time, Earth was at the center table. Captain Ryle spoke. This galaxy is full of fear, but it's also full of hope. If we can stand as one in the face of Omega, we can stand through anything. The vote was passed. Earth was no longer alone. It was now a member of the Galactic Council. And the warning from Omega remained carved into history. Unity is not weakness. It is evolution. Final hook, end of part 7. In the deep unknown, in a place where light no longer travels, something stirred. A spark, a whisper. Observer unit, Eero 2, recording complete, preparing next phase. Humanity, past, and far beyond. The edge of the galaxy, 100 more eyes opened, watching, waiting, because Omega might have just been the first test.